To ensure the countertop is durable and perfectly fitted, it must be properly prepared and installed. In this video, we will show you how to do it step by step. We begin by precisely cutting the countertops to match the required dimensions. Remember to leave an expansion gap of at least 2 millimeters from the walls. First, carefully measure the installation space. When removing the protective film, make sure it is completely peeled off from both sides. Before cutting, ensure proper eye and ear protection. For precise cutting, it is best to use a plunge saw with a blade for HPL materials. Using a guide rail, make a straight and accurate cut. Depending on the selected method of joining the countertops, measure them so that their lengths are correct. If using a straight joint, measure the missing gap. If using an interlocking joint, remember to add extra material. To create the cutout, use a template that will make routing easier. Divide the process into 3 passes, removing 4 millimeters of material each time. Remove material from the outer edge first, and make the final finishing pass along the inner side of the template. Then, route both connecting countertops. Drill holes for the connecting bolts. To ensure a strong joint, use at least 3 bolts for a 65 centimeter wide countertop. For additional reinforcement and precise positioning, use wood biscuits from the installation kit, which can be purchased separately. Keep a minimum 20 millimeter distance from the countertop edge and 4 millimeters from the top surface. Next, apply color-matched adhesive using the applicator provided in the kit. Insert the biscuits into one of the countertops, then press the other piece against it to join them together. From underneath, secure the connection with mounting bolts to ensure a strong joint. Remove excess adhesive with the applicator. Keep in mind that the open time of the adhesive is limited. Once the tube is opened, it lasts for about 15 minutes. Finally, thoroughly clean the countertop surface. If you plan to make cutouts, first measure the area and transfer it onto the countertop, keeping at least 4 centimeters of space from the edge. Next, using a template, route the cutout outline in 3 passes. Drill additional holes with a hole saw, working at low speed. After cutting, sand the edges with the included sanding paper. You can also bevel them using a router with a bearing-guided bit. For an undermount sink installation, use adhesive that also serves as a sealant. From the underside of the countertop, mark the sink layout and drill holes for the mounting screws, which will further reinforce the structure. Thoroughly clean both the sink and the countertop surface, removing any dirt and degreasing them. Then, apply the adhesive, position the sink, and tighten it using the manufacturer-provided brackets. The countertop can be attached to the cabinets in 2 ways. With flexible adhesive, ensuring a strong and stable bond. Apply the adhesive evenly on the contact surfaces, press the countertop in place, and leave it to cure with screws. Before installation, drill mounting holes in the appropriate spots, then secure the countertop with mounting screws. The countertop on the cabinet sides can be installed in 2 ways. At a 45-degree angle. For precise cutting, use a plunge saw. At a 90-degree angle. After cutting the countertop to the correct length, secure it using adhesive. Important: the countertop must not be mounted directly onto the cabinet. To ensure proper air circulation, leave an expansion gap of at least 5 millimeters. You can use metal spacers for this. Also, maintain a 5 millimeter gap from the floor. Countertops can also be joined on kitchen islands. If the countertop extends beyond the cabinet edge, the maximum overhang is 30 centimeters. If leaving space for a dishwasher, do not exceed 60 centimeters. If installing the countertop vertically on the wall, proper ventilation must be ensured. The countertop must not be attached directly to the wall. There must be a gap between the panel and the wall surface. The expansion strip should be at least 5 millimeters thick, about 15 millimeters wide, spaced at a maximum of 30 centimeters. Secure the countertops using adhesive. Remember to leave a gap between panels. They should not be placed directly against each other. Once installation is complete, seal all corners with silicone. Slim line countertops are waterproof, but without proper sealing, liquids can seep underneath the surface. The final step of installation is oiling the edges with linseed oil included in the kit. This will give them a subtle sheen, enhanced protection against stains, and a more pronounced core color. The installation kit mentioned in the video is sold separately